Now to our top story at 6. More growth coming to Port Wentworth. The city lifted its industrial rezoning moratorium after a year, now allowing for new developments.
But city officials say they know people are worried about over-industrialization, and they believe a newly passed ordinance will address that. So WSAV's Kaylee Fedko in Port Wentworth for us tonight, talking to city officials about this issue. She joins us now live with that and why people living in the city are concerned.
Port Wentworth City Manager Steve Davis telling me although the city values growth, it values the wants of residents just as much. And he says he believes this ordinance balances both of those things. Port Wentworth is a mecca of growth with a multi-million-dollar park project and Ghost Pirates practice facility being built. But for residents, how much growth is too much?
There is a concern about that, and I think the council is very, very aware of that.
The city taking preemptive steps to prevent over-industrialization with a new ordinance that creates a uniform standard for any new development being built in the city.
Growth has been very uncontrolled for many decades out here, and now we'll be able to develop clear standards. And that's, at the end of the day, it's so that the public will be able to read and understand what's coming, and the developers are going to know what they can and cannot do prior to even making the application.
Meaning things like size, aesthetics, and number of units will be standardized.
It's going to be very consistent, it's going to be understandable, people are going to know what's going to be available and what the developers can and cannot do, and it's not going to be this free-for-all.
Davis telling me there were not clear guidelines for developers in the past, leading residents to fear impending over-industrialization.
The zoning ordinance has been a hodgepodge for over the last 30 or 40 years that they've kind of updated as they went, little by little. So this is the first major overhaul that we've done, and we basically rewrote the entire system.
And although there are already areas that have been zoned prior, the new standards will still apply to all developments moving forward.
There is some zoned industrial areas that will be developed, and all we can do at this point, because they already have the zoning, is to make sure that when they're built professionally, they protect the residents around them, they're aesthetically pleasing, that they don't cut off the connectivity for the residents, for the rest of the community.
Davis telling me 2 major areas will be seeing construction soon. One of those being where I'm standing, which is the area north of 95, and the other being downtown, but more for redevelopment purposes. Reporting live in Port Wentworth, Kaylee Fedko, WSAV News 3 on your side.